Hey, my beautiful people, welcome back to yet another episode of me, Diego, a different perspective. Today is the last Thursday of the month, end of the year 2022. And today I bring you another interview here on in Shoutout Thursdays. So let's get started, y'all. Hey everyone, here we are with one of my favorite adult celebrities, Masculine Jason. Welcome, Jason. How are you doing today?
I am always amazing. Thank you.
That is great to hear. I am so thrilled to be here with you today on my first official interview. Thank you so much for being here with me. Today we're gonna do a little interview, just quick interview, for my YouTube channel. And my YouTube channel is all about being authentic, being yourself. And I ran into you through OnlyFans and such, and I fell in love with your page because you are authentic, you are yourself. So tell me, how has it been for you just being yourself, like putting yourself out there?
It was quite the journey to get there. So when I started in the adult industry, you're nobody. You're just Joe Blow, and you pretty much have to kind of take what work you can get. And unfortunately for me, because of my appearance, no director sees me and thinks, "Oh, let's cast this guy in some super sensual and passionate scene," right? They think like, let's cast him in this like crazy, abusive, like almost sadist type role, and like I had to put in the time and do the stuff that I didn't want to do and everything, and eventually, I built my name up enough to a point that I was making more from my own content than I was studio shoot. And, you know, a lot of it just, I decided to shoot content that felt very real to me, that felt very organic, because one of my biggest complaints is, a lot of performers, they basically just shoot with like clones of themselves, or they only shoot with people who are like stereotypically good looking, or have like a high social market value, or the intimate encounters are not that, they're not intimate, they're just very cold and detached. And for me, my true personality is very sensual and passionate, so basically think like making love. And I got to a point where I was able to shoot that, and I was able to shoot with real people. I was able to shoot with, every single race, age, body type, gender, disability. Like it really, I guess like a lot of people have called me like Mr. Inclusive, because, when you look at my content, as you've noticed, like I literally shoot with everyone. I don't, you know, uh, I think that's what makes my content different, and I'm very thankful that I get to make that content, because I feel like that shows something that gets lost in this industry.
And that's actually one of the things that really caught my attention about you. And you touched 2 points that I want to talk about: inclusivity. I know the adult industry is kind of, I don't know how to put it, restrictive or like judgmental. Um, so, what do you think about people with disabilities joining the adult industry?
I mean, I feel like that's coming along a lot more. Um, there's actually a gentleman who is in a wheelchair, and we've been going back and forth on Twitter for quite some time. I'm horrifically bad with names.
Trust me,
But
I'm like that too.
I'm planning on shooting with him, and he's in a wheelchair, and he's actually got quite a really substantial following. um and it's just, he lives up in Wyoming, and that's quite the drive. That's so we've been having some logistical issues when it comes to scheduling. But I've started to see more and more people with disabilities making it into the adult industry. I mean, I can say for me personally, like, one of my most popular videos is with a gentleman who's in a wheelchair. I recently shot with a gentleman who had cerebral palsy, and I feel like my video with him like truly captured like a level
That's so
of just
beautiful.
tenderness and intimacy. And like, a lot of people commented, they're like, that video just really, like, I guess it, I don't really know how to describe it, but it's just, I guess, more genuine. It captures something that you really can't articulate, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and that leads us to our next question. So, what do you think of just having sex on camera? Like being, because sex is a part of life. And I know most people see sex as a taboo or something forbidding or something. What's your point, and how did you decide to make that uh, happen in your life, of putting yourself out there on screen?
um how I originally got into the adult industry was a really famous female trans performer contacted me and wanted to know if I would shoot with her. And frankly, if I'm being totally honest, the reason I agreed to it is I just wanted to have sex with her. But she, when we were doing it, and I was like, oh, this, I like this. So I call her my porn mom, because she really brought me in and showed me the ropes, and kind of explained the whole industry to me. um and it's interesting, because if I look back at some of my like very first work, I'm just like so embarrassed, because I'll be like looking over at the camera, and it's you know it's a learning process. But for me, the thing that I love about the content that I shoot the most is that I was actually having this conversation with one of my best friends a few days ago, and I actually did an interview for my own channel on YouTube. It's just called Masculine Jason. But I was interviewing another performer, and we were talking about how porn in the adult industry, like, uh, it messes up a lot of people sexually, because it gives them unrealistic expectations. Because most people don't understand that, like, your stereotypical studio porn is heavily edited.
Yeah,
So like, if there's any accidents, that gets edited out. Someone struggling with an erection, that gets edited out. If
yeah,
someone isn't able to orgasm, that gets edited out. If someone is taking a while, especially like when it comes to anal, if it takes them a while to relax, like with me, it's not uncommon for people to take 5, 10, 20, 30 minutes to fully relax. That gets edited out. So people are comparing themselves to this unrealistic expectation. And like, for me, I tell my editor to leave a lot of that stuff in, because I
mm,
feel like it makes things more relatable.
yeah,
And I believe in being a positive role model and leading by example, showing people that, hey,
exactly.
these things do happen.
Yeah, and that's what I truly love about you, your authenticity. So, how has it been making like your own uh content instead of going like the studio way? I know it's
Okay, like
probably difficult, but
no, like you said, I'm always very authentic and honest, and that's like one thing. Why a lot of people like my YouTube channel is because I just, frankly, the biggest benefit of shooting my own content is I don't have to travel. I freaking hate traveling. It's like,
I
oh, it's
hear
like
you.
nails on a chalkboard.
I hear you.
So like not traveling is nice. Like I'm able to, stay home. I converted like one of my spare bedrooms into like a studio room, which is really cool. And like I get to shoot with real people that I actually have a connection with. Because for me personally, when it comes to attraction, it's all about someone's personality. Like it really is everything. I mean, I remember I got on the dating apps not too long ago, and it's like I would get matched with someone who is, very stereotypically good looking, right?
Yeah.
And like they wouldn't fill out their bio, they wouldn't answer any of the question prompts, and I'm just like, nope. Like if you can't even be bothered to like fill that stuff out, if you can't even show me like part of your personality, I don't care how
Exactly.
good looking you are. Like we have nothing in common. So, for me, it's like even, in my private life, like if you looked at my, exes, there's literally no discernible physical pattern at all. Because you know how a lot of people have like a very specific type and they
Yeah.
don't really deviate from that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I like that I get to shoot with the people that I want to shoot with. I get to shoot content that's natural and organic, and I don't like something that's like super scripted. Like this interview, just so you all know, like you did not give me any you're not like, here's the questions I'm gonna ask, so make sure to study it.
No.
I'm just like, hey, let's have a normal conversation.
Yeah, and actually, these are just questions coming right out of my head and out of my heart right now, and it's going pretty well. And again, it's my first official interview, so thank you very much. So one last question: um, how what is one advice you would give someone like me that is trying to make it with their own content on YouTube and other things such as OnlyFans? Because I've thought of OnlyFans, but I don't know if that's gonna be the way I'm gonna go. But just creating your own content. What's one advice you would give?
The biggest thing, like I always tell you, even outside of this interview, and like you always talk about on your channel, you got to just be yourself, be authentic. And, like one thing that I see all the time, especially when it comes to like if someone wants to become like a content creator on like OnlyFans, right? They'll be like, I was talking with this woman the other day, and she's like, oh, no one will want to see me, because she's like voluptuous, or thick, or whatever term you want to attach. And I'm like, you serious? Like, and I remember I looked up like two performers who were like 80 pounds heavier than her, and I sent her pictures of them, and I'm like, these two girls are even bigger than you and have massive, massive followings. Like, there's one gentleman who's like a little person. I'm not sure if that's the right term. He has like a massive following. Like, I have seen super successful performers of every single background, and just be authentic to yourself, because like you said about my content, if you're not being yourself, if you're just like, people are going to be able to tell.
Yeah.
They're going to be able to tell in your body language, in your eyes. It's going to be blatantly obvious you're not
Yeah.
enjoying it. And the next most important thing is never ever give up, because like a lot of people think that it happens overnight, that you just
No. It's
wake
a lot of
up
hard
and
work.
yeah, like people like on my YouTube channel, I wasn't monetized for like over a year. Like over a year, I was just producing videos and making nothing before I even got monetized. But most people aren't willing to do that. And even when I got into, porn, it was, in the beginning, I had to take shoots in the middle of the night, and you got to compromise and do all kinds of crap you don't want to do, and you're just like, oh God,
Yeah.
this sucks. But eventually, I promise you, if you keep being you and you stick with it and you're consistent, eventually you will get to the point that you can dictate terms, and you'd be like, okay, this is when I'm free. This is who I want to shoot with, and you don't have to reach out to other people. They're going to come to you.
Yeah. Oh,
I mean, like
trust me. This is the 12th month that I've been doing it, and there's times where I kind of want to give up. But I'm like, no, just keep doing it. Consistency. Yeah. So I
that's.
totally get you.
I'll share one of my favorite quotes of all time with you. It's from Mike Tyson. The quote is, "Discipline is doing what you hate to do, but doing it like you love it." And it's so true. And it's like you just said, consistency. That's the
Yeah.
thing. It's like, to be successful at anything, whether it's being a content creator or relationship, anything, it's all about consistency.
Yes.
That's what 95% of people aren't.
Sadly, but true.
Like I was talking with a friend at the gym today, and it's like, people think, like, let's say, you and I were dating, right? People think like, oh, what makes a good relationship is taking you out for like a super fancy dinner and then buying you a spa day and buying you flowers. No, that's not what makes a relationship good. What makes a relationship good, the foundation of a relationship, is doing the little things right. It's saying good morning, sweetheart. It's saying sweet dreams. It's kissing them
Yeah.
before you leave the house. It's being in a stable mood. Doing the little things right. That's all it is. It's not flashy. It's not exciting, but that's the answer.
Sorry, I froze when you said me and you dating. I totally blanked. But yeah, I totally agree with you. It's just those little things that spice up life and keep you going. So for our last question before we wrap up and close this interview, do you think the adult industry is ready for this change to be more inclusive?
Yeah, absolutely. Because the thing is, like, before it was just the studios, right? And they would control everything and they would produce what they produced, and that was it, right? But now with all of the fan sites like OnlyFans, Just for Fans, Loyal Fans, Fan Central, Model Central, For My Fans,
Finally,
Fansly, like there's so many of them, right? It's given the power to the creators themselves, and people are, it's basically like, people are voting with their dollars for
yeah,
what they want to see.
yeah,
I mean, and the thing is, it's, I guarantee you there are plenty of people out there who will look at you and be like, oh my god, you are sexy as hell, and they'll look at me and be like, ugh, that dude's gross. That's the beauty of attraction. It's subjective. There's no one
true.
person that appeals to everybody. Everybody has a type, and I feel like with the fan sites, people are able to find and connect with their type.
Yeah,
So, you know,
I
just
totally
my two
agree with you
cents.
there. Yep. Well, thank you so much, Masculine Jason, for this wonderful interview.
Of
I
course.
really appreciate it from the bottom of my heart, and it's been wonderful getting to know you. I can't wait to get to know you more, and you know how much I love you. So thank you, and hope we do this again sometime. So,
I'm sure we will.
all right, sending you big love and big hugs.
You as well.
So, my beautiful people, this has been another Shout Out Thursday here at Diego, a different perspective. I just want to thank everyone so much for watching my videos and supporting me. And I just want to continue to keep bringing you entertainment and just be myself. And there will be many more interviews in 2023, and I just feel so blessed and so happy to be here on this journey with you all. So thank you so much for watching, and don't forget, spread that love. Bye now.